Welcome to this installment of my favorite Pokemon types. As the disclaimer goes, this is all about my personal preference. It has nothing to do with stats, abilities, none of the stuff that, dictates what Pokemon are good, bad, or in between. These are just the Pokemon that I happen to like. I'll be talking about the Psychic type Pokemon that, are my favorites in this video. And, as someone who's been playing since the Red and Blue days, way back when, in, 1999, wow. Alakazam was one of the go-to, hard-hitter Pokemon. You weren't always able to use Mewtwo because it came out of the box at level 70, so when you needed something for level 55 and under, the special attacker that you had to choose from, if you wanted to use a Psychic to spam Psychic, was Alakazam. Harnessing its mental capabilities through its spoons, it's able to send shockwaves of Psychokinetic power at its opponents. And it's so fast, it hits so hard, pretty much between Alakazam and Starmie, they were my two go-to Psychic users when I could not use Mewtwo. Because, let's face it, back then, Mewtwo was boss, but Alakazam is pretty awesome. Plus, okay, there are two types of trainers with Alakazam. The ones who, won enough money to get it at the game corner in the form of Abra, or those of us who tested our luck, threw a Pokeball at an Abra north of Cerulean City and got an Abra that way. I like to think that makes you an alpha trainer if you got one that way. I did. I was there for hours. I saved outside the patch of grass, and once I was out of Pokeballs, turned off the power, turned it back on, restarted. Yes, that is what I did. And I didn't use Abra on my first playthrough. I used it in Red, and oh my god, it destroys Team Rocket so easily. That's my nostalgic moment with Alakazam. In Gen 2, Eevee got two new evolutions, so obviously I'm going to be talking about Espeon, the Sun Pokemon. Its silver coat, that red jewel on its forehead, it is a lovely Pokemon. To this day, I still love Espeon. I like using it very much. I just wish it had a deeper move pool. Yeah, it's great that it has things like Psychic, and I believe it even has Confusion and Psybeam, blah blah, Psychic. But, I would like to teach it some other moves, other than Shadow Ball. It just seems like the evolutions do suffer a little bit in that area in some ways. But it's not just for its attacks that makes Espeon cool. It's not just because in a player's guide that came out when Gold and Silver came out, that they compared it to Mewtwo immediately. For anyone who can't get it, this is the Pokemon that you use. No. See, Espeon isn't just all about its mental prowess. The hair that comes out of its ears, it uses that to sense how the opponent's moving. It reads the winds and the subtle differences to detect how its opponent's going to move and predicts its movements that way. I think that's pretty cool. And then there's that forked tail. In Gen 3, I played Sapphire, so of course my running dragon that was soaring above the region was Latias. Latias, now while it's the more defensive of the Latias, I actually preferred her. I like that move Mistball. I thought it was magical in some way. I don't know. It was kind of it put the opponent into a daze, and this is all in my mind you. It put the opponent into a daze, and it just kind of, hit them with a Psych Shock just when they were at their most mental weakness. And it reduces special defense at 2, I believe, so that's really great. And I don't know, I just always kind of preferred her over Latios. And I kind of felt her more defensive abilities kind of made her, I don't know, a little more special, just because there's so many Pokemon that are glorified as attackers, and then we get this legendary that's more suited to, barriers and defense. And granted, this is the generation where double battles were made, so obviously she was made to help support Latios. Finally, so Esper, when I encountered it when I was in the Kalos region in Pokemon X, I was just alright, I'll give it a try. Now, I had the female one, so I got the female Meowstic, which, curiously, was a very great Pokemon. Between the two, I kind of thought that the male looked pretty cool, but I'm so accustomed to seeing the female now, I actually prefer seeing the female over the male. And, it's so weird that their colors are different like that, but yeah, Meowstic was great. I used it as my catcher. I would have her use Thunder Wave, so now, you know, the Pokemon's paralyzed. And then I could switch over to my Pulse Swiper, like she was part of the team. Using moves like Thunderbolt, Shadow Ball, Echoed Voice, and of course, Psychic. You know, Meowstic was a really great Pokemon, and I think it was really the first time that through my main playthrough, my original playthrough of the region, I had that Psychic type on my team, and it was such a different experience. Like, I usually don't deviate too much with the types that I use, but I always want my playthroughs to be unique onto themselves, so Meowstic holds the, you know, I guess blue ribbon of being the first Psychic type on one of my main teams. So bravo to her. Let me know about your favorite Psychic types in the comment section below. Make sure to check out my other videos in the right hand column and give this video a like. You watch this long, you should like it. And it helps me out a lot when you do that. It also helps me out when you subscribe and watch my videos every day and every week. So, thank you so much for watching.